Hello and welcome back to Bargain and Subscription Gaming. My name is Rich, and this is our fourth episode on the game Disco Elysium. As you can see, if you watched the last episode, we are exactly in the same conversation we left off in last time. And we're going to just continue that. And then, there's something I kind of forgot to do last time we were playing was to actually inspect the body. I mean, we're standing right there. Kuno has been throwing rocks at it the whole time that I've been going through the trash and everything, and we haven't done anything about the body. So we should probably do that. But I'm going to finish, dealing with the paperwork that we picked up last time first. Here we go. Let's see. Logic medium. Can I read the case files now? +1 because Kim explained the system.
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
Wait, weren't those officer precinct?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
And HDB?
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Horace Debbie Berenger, Haram Darjan Binkzam. Those aren't my initials. I'm not feeling them. Wow. I don't know what to say to that.
I got nothing here either. Logic really isn't the best faculty to have this conversation with. But it's the one you got. So sorry. Yeah, we're staying out of this business for now. HDB is bad news from yesteryear. It's shit, honcho.
How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
The Next World Mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class." People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World Mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Wait, do I ever find out who came up with
The
it?
case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Read on.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
Keep the mural, it is right.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people. and it is too late for us.
All that remains to wreak havoc of the middle class. The middle class are not to be blamed. It's human nature. I like it, but can we wreak havoc on other nations instead? I must have voted and possibly even lobbied to remove the thing because I don't believe in that rubbish one bit. All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class.
In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter, and agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next?
I can revisit this later because it takes up actual time reading this, and
Not much has changed.
we need to
in
actually
the
make some
meanwhile.
money today.
A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Let's browse the yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What type of
3.
forms are there?
The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Field autopsy.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form, waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
Misconduct
A
fine.
monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields, but they appear pleasantly vague.
Maybe that's how we'll make our money to pay for the hotel room. We'll
These are
find
quite
somebody.
sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Okay, enough of these closed forms.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copy of paper.
Smell the ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Look at
It's
the
made
clipboard.
of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
What did you say that color
Blue.
was?
The blue heart. Don't look into it.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4 sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
I don't think we can open it. Look at our interfacing is too. I think we'll put the ledger away for now. We'll get out of our interview. We may go back to if our interfacing ever improves. All right. Let's check out the body.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath.
Look down.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Okay, God, what is it? Why is it so bad? And let go of your nose without throwing up. Well, I don't think we do that. So let's go. God, what is that? Why is it so bad?
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
No, I think we are gonna blow if we let's turn away and leave at the moment. Look at that.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Well, we have a 58% at doing visual calculus. We may retry it.
Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46.
Wait, which is it?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them.
Got more.
5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41.
Male or female?
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
I'm pretty good at this, ain't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way.
Count the rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Light step number 41.
A woman or a kid?
I don't think there's any way to be sure.
Understood. Anything else?
A heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
One of them was carrying a
Possibly,
woman.
yes.
But why?
You're thinking, why did they have to carry
Yes,
him?
they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe the victim refused to walk to his own lynching?
You have a point there. Anyway, it's something to consider. What else can you see?
An aberration. One soul is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the old soul.
Do you have any ideas?
Someone
to that?
operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent. How old do you think these
A week,
tracks are?
maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think
What do I
happened
think?
here?
A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffle around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy.
I think we have a firm understanding of what happened
The
here.
lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself.
Either way. What else?
We've been through it all. Okay, let's see. Box. Money! And a healing item. This winch item has been oxidizing for some years. There's some way over. Okay, what's that?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Our perception check is low. What is this?
It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack.
Well, we can retry it, so might as well try it.
Because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid pallets. Easy on the eyes. Rhythmic pattern. Calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff. No, there's more to this. You get this strange feeling.
What feeling?
Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small ones.
Put skill points to perception side to open this one. So we'd have to put another point into that to be able to do that. If we go, wait, we have something in our hit square. We have a skill point. That's right. We got one we leveled up a while back, and I never used it. Now, I might think, I mean, we could put one in the perception and look at that again, but maybe we should try to
There he still is.
endurance.
Looking right
That would
through
be
you
even low
with his white eyes.
now.
The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
What if we put our square and we went and looked for endurance? What if we put a point into that? There we go. We put a point into it. Do we have any more points? I don't know. I don't know that it stayed. Let me check. It did stay. Let's check out the body.
There he still is, looking
Well,
right
we're up to
through you
17%.
with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it
That's
does
too
now.
low. We need something that to make it workable. I know before I must have figured it out, but it's been so long since I played this when I was playing on my Xbox. I don't remember. You know, so my previous experience isn't really helping me here. Let's move along a little and do a little more exploring, maybe. You know, I know Ken wants us to do stuff about the body, but you know, I got nothing I can do.
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Good mailbox. That was
The
silly.
box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Been there, post-Levenshul mail collection box. Been there.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow.
Leave. I just healed my morale by, okay, what's this? Some great tectonic forces cracked the pavement like an eggshell.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Okay, there's something down there. Wait. What's this? Coin operative here has been banged up. It's inoperable. Book about pate. This book you don't really understand what it's about. It doesn't seem important. A book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. A book about Bodero culture. It promotes freedom and roaming upstream. Young lady.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Hello.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is this anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
Don't be ridiculous. I know all these things.
You're fooling nobody.
Don't you sass me.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now.
Is it okay if I ask
Okay,
you some
sir.
questions?
I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
Who are these
Oh,
famous
kings
people?
and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Kids got a little bit of insight.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Reading these doesn't make the readers more famous, does
But it does make the famous people more famous.
Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book for me one day. These famous people sound like, okay, let's go. Fame sounds
Why would they do
delicious.
that, sir?
Why indeed? I'm just an old tired cop. What use am I? Because I'll be a superstar cop in the papers and everything. That'll show them.
That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. Standing over a dead body, holding a gun. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
And you're standing out here in the cold because...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
As a good trooper, you are already learning the value of hard work. Pat her on the head. That seems patronizing and terrible. I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. I should have a word with the store owner, maybe. Well, all the options aren't great. Let's go with the patronizing old man thing, I guess.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store.
What is this crime
Crime
business?
fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Oh, I get it. Crime, murder gets the people going.
And it's kind of like a puzzle, too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman, by the way.
You don't look much like a policeman.
Okay, then maybe I'm not a policeman, or I should stop being one, huh? What does a cop look like, then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
You know, nobody actually looks like the guy in the picture. That's just a stupid fantasy of a man. It's not your body that's important for work. Anyway, it's sure, and I point your head. Oh, look at that, the guy. I'll never be as good as Mullen. I'm going to go with, point your
Head.
head.
Yes.
Yes.
Not head, child. Heads.
Flexibility. There are millions of different people out there. And you have to get into their heads. Sometimes you gotta be the killer to catch the killer.
Isn't that very dangerous?
Policemen live and breathe danger, little girl. Mullen obviously lacks the chameleonic skill.
Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
Let's see. Composure challenging. Should be a book of you. Well, 42%. Maybe not. Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't going to school more important?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed in what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Bankrupt?
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far. They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses.
They're not doomed, but your mother should learn from their mistakes.
Of course, sir.
Okay, bye. See you around in that. I want to do that one. Well, it's 58%. That's a white check. Let's try.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
You can show them this.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands, the lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
It's okay.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
You bite
And
your
you knew
nails.
this from me keeping my hands folded?
Yes.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
What more?
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Let's go your...
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
Think so if I do something
You're
about
quite
it?
sober.
She snacks back
The
quickly.
lieutenant does not flinch at the comment.
Wait.
He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Wait, how do you know I'm usually
Because you
not?
usually aren't.
And also sad and my head hurts?
I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. There's something you're missing.
All right, with my dogs barking, I think that's a good sign. We're at 30 minutes. I think we'll end this here. We're about to talk to the girl's mother. Oh, I'm going to stop here.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Heimdall novels.
We can come back to that later. As I was saying before the dogs lost their mind, that I think this is a good place to stop. We're about to examine this store, and we still really need to figure out some way to approach that body without, blowing chunks all over the place. So if you like what I'm doing, say so in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and I think we will continue to play this some more. I do love Disco Elysium, and it's something I want to continue playing. And if you guys want to keep seeing it, I'll keep playing it. So I'll see you all next time.